GT Countdown.
Of course, the Spike Video Game Awards are about seeing your favorite developers and rewarding some of the best games of the year. But some would argue that the biggest moments come at the hands of the exclusive reveals. Indeed, some of the industry's biggest games get their first spotlight at the annual award show, and slimming down the list to the best 10 is no easy task.
The top 10 VGA trailers of all time. Number 10.
You can picture happy gathering
BioShock Infinite.
round the fireside long ago.
The floating city of Columbia is a troubled, if amazing place. At this point, we've whizzed through the air, time traveled to the 80s, and done battle with hulking, flying proto-cyborgs. This trailer took a more emphatic route, taking a page from the Great American Songbook to tug at the heartstrings with all of its folk effort. There's a smoldering sense of outrage from the early pans of depravity, igniting into chaos as buildings fall and a barrage of missiles strike down an airship, with a touch of irony as the song closes, promising a better home among the clouds.
Is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky.
Number 9. Uncharted 2: Among Thieves.
The first Uncharted was a flawed masterpiece, a game so close to greatness that you could almost taste it. So when the trailer for the sequel began with a bit of disorientation and ultimately Nathan Drake in a pretty bad spot, we knew that the ante would be upped significantly. Filled with fear, dread, and that patented Uncharted hopelessness, we began trying to find our way out of the situation before we even got our hands on the game.
Oh, crap.
Number 8.
My vengeance is everything.
God. Number 7. Portal 2.
As if Portal's mind-bending antics weren't tricky enough to tackle solo, you can only imagine our surprise when the sequel revealed two-player co-op at 2010's festivities. Opening to a melodic score of whirring machine parts and beeping synths, this short but sweet teaser offered a whimsical glimpse into the humorous side of Valve's highly anticipated puzzle shooter, centered around the strange yet charming relationship between robotic BFFs Atlas and Peabody. They may be low on the aperture science totem pole, but there's no doubt these two plucky automatons steal the moments assembled on screen.
Number 6.
One sword keeps another in the sheath.
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
A game in danger of being canceled, Metal Gear Rising saw itself reborn at the VGAs with a new subtitle, Revengeance. With development handed off to Platinum Games, the studio behind Bayonetta, Raiden lets loose with 3 minutes of over-the-top action that demonstrate how the original free-cutting mechanic has been turned into an actual game. This surprising new direction raises some concerns amongst fans attached to Metal Gear's stealth legacy, but this trailer makes sure the rebirth of Rising is made memorable.
Number 5.
All men dream, but not equally.
Uncharted 3.
The first trailer for the third Uncharted includes a lot more narrative than that of Uncharted 2. There are similarities, though. Once again, Drake finds himself in a dire situation that would make most of us fold. The use of foreshadowing with the crashed plane, subtle hints from Sully at the adventure to come, and a quick montage of some of the set-piece moments make our anticipation for what would ultimately become our game of the year almost unbearable.
Well, that's all real pretty, but what the hell's it mean in English? It means be careful what you wish for. It might just get you.
Number 4.
Death is a natural part of life.
Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2.
Yeah, it may not have turned out to be the best game, but our inner Star Wars geeks are still buzzing over this elaborate CG trailer. Foreboding hero? Check. A noble quest? Check. A massive monster that seems almost impossible to slay? It's got it. If trailers are tools to get us excited to play a game, Force Unleashed 2's initial volley accomplishes its mission. Whether the game ends up being amazing is irrelevant in the hype-starting environment of the VGAs.
Number 3.
2 million dead in the first day. Another 7 million by the end of the first week.
Mass Effect 3.
The Mass Effect 3 debut trailer leaves little doubt as to the stakes at play. Planet Earth, humanity's homeland, has never looked as vulnerable as it does from the vantage of the battle-hardened Major Coates. Huddled up atop Big Ben, he beholds a London in ruins, asphalt and cinder erupting from the assaults of a horde of Reapers. Regardless of how you feel the trilogy concludes, the Mass Effect 3 debut trailer paints a stark and arresting picture, one that invigorated us to face off against the Reapers for the last time.
One thing is certain. If Shepard doesn't bring help soon, there won't be an Earth left to save.
Number 2. The Last of Us.
There's no musical accompaniment when we meet Joel and Ellie. It's life and death stakes from the get-go. But from this brutal encounter, we already feel like we know them, surviving in this derelict city offset by rampant overgrowth. Then things go from dismal to abhorrent as a new, monstrous assailant emerges and Ellie puts her knife to use. The characters feel real in a world that feels uncanny, and by the time the music starts, you can release your breath, inhale what has happened, and wonder what will happen next. At an event where spectacle is often required, its subtlety sets it apart.
Number 1.
This is merely one more twist of the knife to test him.
Batman: Arkham City.
The VGAs first introduced us to the sequel to Arkham Asylum in 2009, but it was the 2010 trailer that really laid the beat down. First, it plays like another bruise-filled evening with the Dark Knight, but we soon discover Batman is being played by a new worthy adversary. It shows new possibilities with combat and traversal, reveals a brand new character that hasn't been beaten to death by the franchise yet, and delivers one of the glossiest CG cutscenes we've ever seen. It even has got room to goof on stealth colleagues like Solid Snake and Sam Fisher. The fight choreography is the final clincher as it portrays the Batman as an unstoppable force, making it our number 1 VGA trailer of all time.
Your ultimate weakness, I know you are Bruce Wayne.
Make sure to tune in to the 2012 Spike Video Game Awards, live Friday, December 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, to once again see what the future of video games holds. See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.